Alright, this is a close-up build video. I'm going to be doing a build on the tugboat RDA. This is a clone, but before I do that I wanted to show you I have Mutation. Love this. This is one of my favorite RDAs of all time. I own like 4 of them. This one is in white, obviously, and I have Clapton coils in there. So I just wanted to, I already installed them. It's not really a build video, but I did want to show you how these Clapton coils work and how nice they are. Tons of surface area. These are fused Claptons, which means there are 2 wires as the central core, and then a 3rd wire wrapped around those 2, and that's why they call them fused, is because of the 2 in the center core, not the just 1 wire. This makes an incredibly warm vape, but it's also a very flavorful vape because of the surface area in those Claptons. You know, again, it's more than just having parallel coils. It's like having a parallel coil build, but then with that 3rd wire that's just spun around, creating all of this surface area. It's an incredibly intense vape experience with vapor and flavor. It's a 0.23 build resistance-wise, but it's going to be a much bigger amp draw because of all that metal. So there's a longer ramp-up time, and I would not vape this on a single 18650 battery because although it's okay on the resistance, it's still going to be pulling a tremendous amp draw on that battery. So I'm using it for a higher rated amp draw battery. These are things that are important to keep in mind. Your typical steam engine or calculator online won't tell you the amp draw for Claptons because I don't even know how to figure that out. But with all of that extra metal that you normally wouldn't have in just a regular wire build, you have to take that into account. This build on an unregulated mod is going to draw. This is why Claptons don't work too well on, say, for example, a jellyfish or a regulated device that's a little bit sensitive, like the SMI 260 mod doesn't like Claptons at all, because it's not just about the resistance, it's about the speed of energy drain from the battery, which is amps, the flow rate that you're asking a battery to discharge at, and the amp flow is too high, and the God mod doesn't like it at all. CMIU is also Borschtway. I have the Borschtway 260. Doesn't like Claptons at all. It basically says no fucking way. Yeah, that's fine. So, being aware of these things, the safest way to vape Clapton coils, in my opinion, is on a regulated box mod like the Sigelei 150 or the IPV 150. They can handle it. They certainly can. And there's heat, and as well as amp protection, I believe, on those. So anyway, I've had no problems vaping on them. They do drain the battery pretty fast, which is also another indication that your amp draw from these coils is very large. So you can't view these the same way with just the same few details that you would any other normal build. It's way beyond a parallel coil build. So resistance would not be the only thing you can look at and accurately use these type of coils. Now, I have seen people vape these on single 18650 batteries, mech mods, and yeah, they all love the clouds, they love the flavor, and they're going to be replacing those batteries very soon because they're going to start to notice the batteries have less and less life to them, in that they charge them and then they get maybe 15-20 minutes out of them, and then they're down to 3.6, 3.5 volts because it's draining the battery very fast. So while I wick this, I talk to you a little bit about, and it's not, I wouldn't call this necessarily safety. I would just call it normal functioning of a battery and a build, and some things you have to look at beyond just the simple Ohm's law. What's the resistance and what's my watts? If I put this in the calculator with the resistance and a 4.2 volt battery charge, it would not accurately tell me what else is going on here as far as the watts it takes to push this and the amp draw off of a battery. I don't know how to calculate that. I think it would take calculus to figure that out, because you have exponentially more surface area on this build with that third wire spun around the other two. Exponentially. I'm in close-up view, so I can't really show you that, but I will edit and add a piece, me vaping on a 26650 mod with this Mutation version 3 and Clapton coils installed nicely on it. I can tell you the flavor is fantastic. And the cloud's fantastic. Very intense vape. Not for a beginner. Alright. Build video on here. Tugboat RDA. That's tight.